Player coming at you with my first chaotic video. Real video for anyone who doesn't fully understand the rules of chaotic. So these are a bunch of my cards. Fire, Water, Wisdom. And Outperform Power 5 and Initiative Fire, so you're probably gonna go first. The Love Knitter, he's amazing. I'm gonna call this my Desert Raiders deck.
Ultra Rare Headmaster and Kaija. Ooh, these
brand once again. Probably my favorite pull today. Elemental. This is up YouTube. Speed Play here, coming at you with another match on Trade Cards Online. What is up YouTube? Speed Play here, and what I have is 288 packs of Secrets of Velocity Alliances Unraveled.
Hey YouTube, what's up? Speed Player A here, and I have a new awesome deck to show you guys. So, this combo of things here is not at all what I intended for originally. But it was really weird, and so this is an Air Wisdom deck. This is the only Air Wisdom deck. This is the only Air Wisdom deck that I've seen that's focused on those two things. You can incorporate them slightly in other things, but this is like entirely based on that. So yeah, it features a couple cool combos, so let's get right into the deck for you. Okay, so this is a 5 creature overworld deck, and then 1 Mepetian. So the combo that I'm running is the Mepetian Cactus. Now, right away, if you ever pulled this, you probably groaned, because first glance it's really not that good. You rather have a Refrain of Denial or Webcrack or anything better, because it's a Mepetian Battle Gear and it gives you Wisdom, and then you have to sacrifice the Music Counter, and we all know Mepetians aren't known for the Music Counters, especially if you're a fighter. But if you do sacrifice the Music Counter, you can move to any space on the whole entire board. Now, couple this with a creature who does have ample Music Counters, like Iliar, and then you've got a real party going. So, I have my 2 Iliars, both the Mepetian Cactus, and so they both have 90 Wisdom, which I think is maxed. Yeah, pretty sure it's 100% maxed. So that means that with the Cactus, both their Wisdoms will go to 105. I chose Iliar because he's a really versatile fighter. He has good speed. Mine has minimum energy, but if you have a better Iliar, then you're definitely going to have a better shot. He's immune to 2 build point attacks that deal him 0 damage. He has 2 elements. He's a warrior, 80 courage, 30 power, 65 speed. Okay, and then my other one is pretty similar. Also has minimum energy, sadly. Same wisdom, 20 more power, 60 speed, 70 courage. Now, since it has to be a Mepetian Music Counter, when you're using the ability of the Mepetian Cactus, that's why I have Vidov Master Strategist in the middle with the Mepetian Balladier's Flute. So when you're attacking, you sacrifice one of his Music Counters, pick the Iliar you're attacking with, make them count as a Mepetian, and then they can sacrifice their Music Counters in order to move to any space on the board. I gave him a Mepetian Balladier's Flute to cast 1 more music, and then if you want to use his ability for other things, which I'll get into a sec. Next on Mepetian is Debani. He has a Mepetian Balladier's Flute as well. He's in here for his ability, which says sacrifice one of his Music Counters, add a Music Counter to target adjacent creature. So I'll explain how you do this entire setup at the end, because this is one of the most setup intensive decks I've ever made. Anyways, we've got Loma Desert Wanderer for Defender with a Sandstorm Shroud. I chose Loma because, well, she is one of the only 2 creatures who have, or that's not true. Anyways, she has Defender innately, she's an Overworlder, she has 80 Wisdom, which is good, 55 Power, 50 Speed, 70 Courage, all good, 2 Music Counters, and mine has max energy. So with Sandstorm Shroud, she's going to be a really good fighter, and she's also one of my new favorite creatures. And in the back, I have Garv with the Orb of Foresight. Garv is in here because you need to have, because we know that your start of the match, your Mepetian Cactus are face down. So you use Garv's ability to flip them face up, and then you can attack with Iliar. I gave him the Orb of Foresight because you're going to get to flip this up too, and I'll explain how all this works at the end. But it's a really cool battle gear, really underused. It's like the attack version of Flex Bobble. So at the beginning of combat, look at the top 3 cards of your attack deck, put one of them on top of that deck and the other two on the bottom in any order, so you get to look at what attacks you got. Okay, so that's that. Let's look at the locations. So, we have 2 Overworld Libraries. Since this is a Wisdom deck, so you're going to get Outperform. Kiru City, Initiative Wisdom, you gain extra energy. If I had 2 Kirus, I use them, but I only have this one. Since this is an air deck, I also have Sands of the Unseen for Invisibility Strike 10. You can also use a Rock River Canyon, since the LERs also have Earth. If you have another Kiru, you can sub that out too. Kiru City, that is. Castle Pillar for Mugic counter gain, because highest wisdom gains Mugic counter, so you can potentially, most definitely going to be LER with 105 wisdom, so then you can use them fighting Cactus some more. 2 Portal Forest here, because Defender would still apply if you're attacking in the very back with LER. So yeah, 2 Portal Forest to make sure that your fighting Cactus don't get negated by Defender pretty much. 1 Mepeta Mirage, you can probably put it in the back so that if you send an LER flying all the way back, and then you put the Mirage on him back there, then your opponent won't get to attack your frontline creatures, and then you won't have to defend with Loma. And yeah, so it's all good. Lastly, I have 2 Mipton Valley. I feel like I should use this location more. It's pretty good actually. Initiative Water, and then if you don't have air, you don't flip up your gear at the start of combat. So the thing is, if their gear is already flipped up, it doesn't work. But I figured might as well give it a shot. If you don't want to run these, you can run Castle Monarch is also something I was considering running, but I don't want my opponent to be able to revive a creature. Lord's Chamber Recall, always good to run. What else? If you want to put in Storm Tunnel, you can. I didn't because it's power initiative, and I don't want to lose it. I don't have that many air attacks, so I put in the library because the wisdom is kind of more important. So yeah, let's look at our attack deck. Alrighty, so I think the attack deck is pretty straightforward. So we got 2 Quick Exit for wisdom, 2 Vapor Wipeout, get your air back in case of Newman's or Mind-Scrying Chamber. I'm running a Whirling Whale because it's an awesome attack. It has LER's elements, so 30 damage, and then your opponent can't play a Mugic card. So as soon as you play this, you're probably going to try to play something, but yeah, just force them to play something, or otherwise you stop them entirely. Mind Razor for 30, Sleep Sting for 20, or another Mind Razor. 2 Marksman's Prep, it's an air attack, and it's just good. 2 Air Assault. Primal Smash for 20 damage. Out Freeze in case you need a Wisdom boost, or against Gantrak. 2 Unsanity because it's actually Air Wisdom, and then it has Water, so if you see Loma has Water, so if she wins the challenge, then she can also do this. Yeah, so those are going to work pretty well. 2 Glacial Balls because your Cactus give LER enough for the 100 stat check, so 15 damage. 2 Piercing Brilliance, of course, for 15 Wisdom and lowering your opponent's Wisdom. And then, lastly, a Lightning Burst for an air attack. Drops 25 power, can be annoying for power decks. They're probably still going to win any challenges they would have. But, yeah, if you don't want to run that, you can run another Out Freeze, or if you have something else that you think would be better, nothing really comes to mind for me right now. Mugic. Alright, so, I kinda... you'll see in a sec with the Mugic deck, but I have a couple 0-cost Mugics in there, because I want to keep counters around for Vidov's ability, potentially Loma's ability, because it's really good, 0 damage elemental attack, so say your opponent plays Armageddon, and you can make it deal 0 damage, which is still really good. And yeah, anything else you might need. So, Melody of Mirrored Actions, it can be free for 15 heal after you win a Wisdom Challenge, not going to assign Mugic. Sky Song Arpeggio, probably to be cast on Loma to give her Wisdom the additional boost. So she can play the Glacial Balls there, and then just for extra damage, if you used it on LER, then his Wisdom would be 135. So yeah. Hymn of the Elements. I chose this over Howl of the Wind because if you want to give Loma Earth, so she can play Whirling Whale, you could do that. or if you just decide you need air or earth or something, and yeah, you can choose any element. I'm running a Fanfare the Vanishing, probably to be cast by Vidov, because you're going to have extra counters, and then you can use his music counter, to make him count as a Mepetian, and then he can cast this. So, he's probably going to have a bunch of counters. Rhyme of the Reckless, one of my favorite musics, make an attack, deal damage back at your opponent. And Strain of the Tide for probably 10 or 20 heal, maybe 30 if you're just down to Loma, and then the Iliaris, or get coded and somehow you lost Vidal, I don't know. But yeah, it's a 0 cost, so it's good. Alright guys, so those were the cards. Now I'll show you the setup. So firstly, well, let me just flip all the Battle Gear face down. Okay, so the only things that are going to start face up are your Mepetian Boldeo Sleuths. Let's say you get the first turn. Doesn't really matter what the location is. Now, so if that happens, you're instantly going to want to play Gar's ability twice on the Mepetian cactuses, whatever, right? So then, and on the same burst as well, you're going to use Debani's ability to give one counter to Garv, one counter to Vidov, and then you're also going to sacrifice his Mepetian Boldeo Sleuth. Okay, so then everything is going to resolve, so you're going to have your cactus face up, this one face up as well, and then Garv will get a music counter. He won't have his flute. So then you're going to use Garv's ability on the Orb of Foresight. Next, you pick which Iliar you want to attack with, and then you proceed to, this will probably be all in the same burst, you proceed to, so yeah, sorry. As soon as this comes up, probably just pick which Iliar you want to attack with. Doesn't really matter, but you know, you decide. Then, you probably don't even have to wait for Debani to do his thing. You sacrifice one of Vidov's music counters and make said Iliar count as a Mepetian. Okay, and then as soon as it's your turn to attack, you sacrifice one of their music counters, attack probably the very furthest back creature or whichever support creature you think is the most key. And then as soon as combat starts, you're going to be able to use the Orb of Foresight to look at the top 3 cards of your attack deck and rearrange them, such and such. And then yeah, just play it from there. You will probably want to hold on to your Fanfare the Vanishing. Maybe play Rhyme the Reckless first, just so that they have any refrains or cadences. You can get those out of the way. Hold on to Hymn of the Elements. Feel free to play Melody of Miracles wherever you want. Strain of the Tide here is obviously for later, after your creatures have been coded, if at all. And this is also going to be a really powerful music. Alright guys, so that is the deck. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget to leave your comments in the section below. I always love reading them. If you leave a comment, I will read it. If you have a question, I promise I will answer it. If I cannot answer it, I will find someone else who can, and I will get back to you. Alright guys, so this has been the Air Wisdom deck, or I guess you could call it a Brilliant Storm or something. I'm SpeedPlayerA. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later.